Arron Chambers here. Welcome to episode 10 of Enjoy the Journey. And this one's going to be a little different episode. I'm just sitting here at the airport in Indiana after speaking all weekend. And just got word that a fellow pastor and author, Jarrid Wilson, has taken his life. He took his life last night. And I'm just heartbroken. I just cannot get my mind around losing these men and women to suicide who are in ministry, especially Jarrid. Jarrid was speaking out, and he and his wife were working hard to help make a difference and to keep young people from committing suicide. And I just want to see a day when suicide is over. It's no more. But this side of heaven, we've got to do what we can to get help and to talk to each other and encourage one another and to be there for each other. And so this has hit me really hard. And I'm going to share a video that was originally a Facebook Live video. And I put it out back in 2018. It got close to 20,000 views. And so I'm going to share it with you. And would you please share this with anybody, everybody? Get the word out there. There's hope. And we just got to get people talking and do what we can to look out for each other. And man, I pray for the day that suicide is no more. And this side of heaven, let's do what we can to look out for each other and make sure that people who need help are getting help. And if that's you, I pray you'll get help today. Hey, Arron Chambers here. I don't know exactly where this live video is going to go, but I just feel a burden to kind of share some things that are on my heart. And so here we go. I want to talk to pastors, my fellow pastors and preachers, about ministry and soul care and suicide. My church takes great care of me. I love joining Christian Church. I am deeply cared for. I've been in soul care for about 4 years. About 4.5 years ago, during a hard season, I just done a funeral for a young girl whom her family I deeply cared about, and I literally watched her die. And I was talking to the elders, and I had an emotional breakdown, and it was the culmination of a lot of challenges and struggles. And my elders are amazing, and they immediately started talking to me about getting me somebody to talk to. So I was connected with a guy named Arron from, at that time, with Blessing Ranch. Now he's with a different group. And if you message me, I can get you that information. But I was connected with Arron for soul care. And so my church invests in me, in my soul care. I meet with 4 of the ministers. We meet twice a year, face-to-face for a week, and then we have monthly conference calls. And this is deep relationships, strong, powerful relationships. It's a fraternity of brothers who care about each other. And it helped me to work through some pain I was dealing with. And it has added years to my ministry. I am so grateful for my time with my brothers in soul care. And so I'm still in soul care. I sign up for another round. They go in 3-year cycles, and I could not do ministry right now without soul care. It is a profound blessing. Here's the thing I want to share with you is this week, as you guys know, fellow minister Andrew Stocklin from Inland Hills Church in California took his life, and it's rattled me. It really has rattled me. I don't have clinical depression, but I deal with periods of depression. And as I shared with my congregation back in 2001, I was in a deep depression after surgery and a lot of other factors, and I thought about taking my life. And I'm not proud to admit that, but I did. And when I came to my senses, my sister called me out of the blue, and it was the Holy Spirit. It was God protecting me, and snapped me out of my funk. And I've never been there again. I've never gone to that place again. But it scared me when I came to my senses, and I realized how close I was to taking my life because I was depressed. yeah, it scared me to death, and I never want to go there again. And I'm very sympathetic to people who live with depression. It's not something you can wish away. It's not something you can smile away. You can't just put on a happy face. It's like a fog bank that settles in on you, and everywhere you look, you see fog, and you see no way out, and it feels hopeless. And so I'm extremely sympathetic to people who live with depression, and I know. I've had a taste of what that feels like. I've had Monday mornings after, and by the way, depression is not tied to anything great happening or whatever. Like I can have a great Sunday, and the next morning, on Monday morning, wake up and not want to get out of bed. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I love ministry, I love people, I love God, and I'm deeply loved by my family and by my church. But there are Monday mornings when I have to call my wife and say, I don't want to do this today. And my wife is amazing. She's like, all right, she talks me off the ledge, so to speak. And so anyway, this thing with Andrew has really shaken me. 30 years old, takes his life. I watched his last sermon a week ago Sunday, and I thought to myself, this guy is going to take his life before this week is over. And my heart just broke for his family, for his wife, for his kids, for his church, and for him. I want pastors to know that there's help, and real practical help. I read this article this morning from CBN, and I'll link to it on this post. There was a quote there that got my attention from a clinical psychologist, a professor with Regent University, and Fernando Garzon. He said this. He says, pastors have a real challenge in a sense that they give so much to so many people, and many times the standard of behavior and conduct for pastors is so much higher that they feel isolated. Who does a pastor go to when they want to talk about different situations? Who does a pastor share his heart with? And for me, that is so true. I know people in the church, I know you guys work hard, and I'm not saying that being a pastor is harder than what you do. It's not what I'm saying, but there's a unique challenge to ministry that I think a lot of people don't understand, and it's that pressure to please so many people and to please God and realize that you've got eternity at stake. And sometimes that weight is so unbearable that you just feel like staying in bed. You feel like, there have been Sunday mornings that I'm back in the green room at church and I don't want to go out and preach. Not because I don't love preaching, not because I don't love my people, not because I don't love God. It's just because I feel so overwhelmed with pressure and expectations and the weight of ministry, and it can be overwhelming. And especially now, if somebody's living with anxiety and depression, it just magnifies that, and that's what Andrew was dealing with. And so I'm going to say a few things, okay? I want to talk to pastors first of all, okay? To pastors, you're not crazy. It is challenging. It is difficult to be a pastor. You're not crazy. You're not imagining that it's difficult. You're not imagining that what you're dealing with, what you're feeling, those insecurities that haunt you at night, those insecurities that whisper in your ear while you're speaking the word of God from a pulpit, those are real, okay? You're not imagining it. And I want you to understand, you are not crazy, okay? If you're living with clinical depression, you are not crazy. No more than someone who lives with diabetes is crazy. You're imagining that they need insulin to survive. Listen, you are not crazy. What you're feeling is real, and you may feel isolated. The enemy likes to isolate us. He likes to get you by yourself, like a lion on the Serengeti plain. He will try to isolate the weakest of the herd so they're easier to kill. He will try to isolate you. He'll try to make you feel like you are crazy, you're insane, and he'll do that because he does not want you to ask for help. He does not want you to go for help. He does not want you to think there's hope. He'll even isolate you from your spouse. Like Andrew said, like Andrew's wife said in this article, and I'll link to it, she said he would tell her, and she just didn't, that he was struggling with depression. She didn't understand the extent of it. And it is such a common thing. So you are not crazy. Second thing is this. I want to tell pastors, you are not God. Okay? Do not try to do what only God can do. Okay? You are not God. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to be God and to solve everybody's problems. And Jesus Christ was surrounded by multitudes of people who needed help, and he walked away from them. There are people who died in his vicinity. He could have saved, and they died. People who he walked by who remained blind. There are people he walked by who remained sick and demon-possessed, okay? He did not heal everybody, okay? He understood margin. He understood priorities. He understood that there's only so much we can do, and that the ultimate goal is to point them towards God the Father, who can save us through his Son, Jesus Christ. The ultimate thing is salvation through Jesus Christ. But you are not God, okay? Have good boundaries, clear roles, realistic expectations for yourself, for your family, for your ministry. Do not think that you are God, because that's a lie that will kill you. Because here's the thing, it does not end well for messiahs, all right? It does not end well for messiahs. So, man, my men and women in ministry, please, you're not crazy. If you're struggling, you're not crazy. And you're not God. have some good margin. But also, here's another thing. You're not alone. I want you to know you are not alone. Okay, there are people like me out here who will help you, who are here for you. Talk to somebody, please. Find a way to get into soul care. Find a way to get counseling. That's what my soul care is. It's counseling, and it is adding years and years and years to my ministry. And I will forever be grateful to the leadership of this church, who values me so much, who values the church so much, who values everything about ministry so much, that they have me in soul care, where I can process pain, hurt, and fears. And like I said, if you message me, I'll help you connect with a soul care group. We also, let me throw out something else really, really practical, okay? Here's something really practical. I'm a part of a leadership network that we created at Journey called the Connect Leadership Network, and it is free. What it is, we talk each week with pastors all over North America, and it's a network where we talk about soul care, we talk about collaboration, and we do coaching, those 3 C's, soul care, collaboration, and coaching. And if you would like to join our network, it's free. We'd love to have you. Just message me. But here's what happens. We talked about suicide this week with pastors from all over North America, had real honest conversations. I want you to understand you're not alone. I need you to connect with other pastors in one way, shape, or form. And so another thing is this: if you're a minister or anybody and you're thinking about suicide, I want to give you a number. There's a number for suicide prevention. You can call and talk to somebody who will help you and care for you. The number is 1-800-273-8255. That's a national suicide prevention hotline. If you are a pastor, minister, and you're considering, you're having dark thoughts and you're feeling like ending it all, or you're just somebody else who's thinking about ending it all, I need you to call this number, 1-800-273-8255. You're not crazy, you're not God, you're not alone, okay? Now, here's where I want to say something, okay? And this may get me in trouble, and that's part of being a minister. You say things and you're afraid of getting in trouble because people can be heartless and mean and cruel and get the emails and the comments and everything like that. But for me, this is much too important not to say something, okay? So I said something to pastors: you're not crazy, you're not God, you're not alone. And I want to say something to Christians who are part of a church. And I have 3 things I want to say to you. First of all, pray. Pray for your ministers. Pray for your leaders. Obviously, you're praying for your family, you're praying for your country, and you're praying for people to find salvation, okay? But in light of what we've been talking about today, I need you to pray for your ministers. Your ministers, your preacher, they need to know that you are praying for them. They need to know that you are, because here's the thing, it's really hard to hate somebody you're praying for. And some of you may be angry at your pastor. You may be angry at your minister. You may be angry at some decision they made that you feel like is moving your cheese or upsetting your comfort zone or whatever, or may cost you money, okay? Pray for them. Okay, because that brings everything back into perspective. When you're praying for somebody, it's almost impossible to hate them. Okay, so when I go into the pulpit on Sunday morning, I can feel the prayers of the people. I need prayers, but this is not about me. This is about your pastor who is serving faithfully in your church, who may right now in their office be feeling so discouraged, so disheartened, so depressed. Pray for them specifically. Pray for their wives. Pray for their kids. Pray for their families to be strong. Just pray for them. Please pray. Another thing is this, all right? And I know this is where I may tick some of you off, but I don't care. Okay, so they're all going to rhyme. So I want you to pray for your pastors. I want you to stay. I am overwhelmed and so surprised with why some people leave churches. And here's the thing: you need to understand, your pastor loves you. I love the people at Journey Christian Church, and every single person who leaves the church, I grieve. Like I don't even. It's hard to explain until you've experienced it, but it feels like rejection. It feels like, I'm just being honest with you. When you leave especially without saying a word, your pastor feels rejected. I know it sounds petty and selfish, but this is the kind of stuff pastors don't share with people because they don't want to sound petty or selfish or insecure or less than, okay? But I'm just being honest with you. I've been in ministry for over 25 years, and I cannot think of a person who's left the church that I've not in some way or shape or form grieved and thought, what did I do wrong? Like, why did I, so here's the thing. Stay, all right? We're a family. If it's your church family, you stay, all right? And I don't leave my family. Like, crazy stuff happens in families, all right? Like, have you not been with your family at a gathering and Uncle Eddie or Cousin Sue or your brother or sister say something that really offends you? You don't leave the family, hopefully. You stay, you work it out. Like, that's the thing and I'm so surprised with how little it takes for some people to leave a church, okay? Stay. Why? Consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, because you know the testing of your faith develops perseverance, and perseverance will finish its work. When it finishes its work, will leave you mature and complete, lacking in nothing. Just staying and enduring and having hard conversations and strengthening those relationships can it makes stronger relationships. It makes stronger churches, and and then from your preacher's perspective, it's more encouraging. It's yeah, please stay. And if you're going to leave, at least have the courtesy to let somebody in leadership know why you're leaving. Because it's the strange phenomenon in churches where you'll do life with people for years and years and years and years and build these strong relationships, and they will leave without saying a word. Like, it's just, and I know it's probably because they don't want to hurt your feelings or whatever, but sometimes I think they don't say a word because they don't want to verbalize why they're leaving, because in reality they know it's a really petty reason. So just being honest with you. So and you may be upset with me for saying this. I'm not looking for sympathy or support. This is not about me. This is about pastors like Andrew who personalize criticism, who personalize rejection, and who wake up on mornings like last Saturday morning and think to themselves, I am worthless. I'm screwing this up. I'm the worst minister there's ever been. And please, let your pastors know that you love them, you care for them, and you don't have to agree with them on everything. My wife doesn't agree with me on everything I do or say, all right? But we love each other, all right? So you pray for them, you stay, and you say, all right? That's the last thing I want to say to if you're a part of a church. Say encouraging things. Say things that build up, all right? Like I said, my wife does not agree with me on everything, but she builds me up. She speaks words that are affirming, and you don't understand the power of words. Maybe you do understand the power of words, but I want you to, if you're a part of a church, and especially if your pastor is not perfect, because every minister I know is not perfect. I am not perfect. I am a mess, all right? If you are screwed up, you belong at Journey, because I am screwed up too, all right? I am a mess. If you're not okay, welcome to Journey, all right? Because I'm not okay either, okay? But that being said, speak words that bring life and encouragement, all right? This morning, I woke up to a message on Facebook from somebody in my church telling me how much they love me and my family and they're praying for us. That's sustaining. That's giving life. And you don't understand what your words mean to your pastor. Your hurtful words, your good words. Please, just, I pray another minister doesn't take his life or her life. I pray that we'll take the whatever ideas we have about anxiety and depression, and we'll be real and honest and realize that man, we got to have hard conversations, all right? We got to have hard conversations. I don't want to hear about any other people taking their lives and giving up because they feel alone, okay? So there you go, all right? I love you. I love God. I love Jesus. I love my family. I love the church where I serve with every single fiber of my being, and I just need you to know you're loved, okay? If you're struggling today, you are not alone. All right. God bless you.